If you're looking to purchase your first HiFi system, there's one thing you need to know: the difference between active and passive speakers. In this video, we'll be outlining everything you need to know about active and passive systems, as well as comparing speakers. In this video, we'll be outlining everything you need to know about active and passive speakers, as well as comparing two beginner HiFi setups, one active and one passive, in both near field and far field setups. So what's the difference? Well, speakers require an amplifier to boost the analog signal to a sufficient level in order to start moving the drivers. With active speakers like the LSX2, these amplifiers are built inside of the speaker units themselves, and thus they don't need an external amplifier like passive speakers do. To compare an active and a passive system, I brought home a pair of LSX2s and a Bluesound Powernode, and a pair of KEF Q150s for 2 weeks of daily driving in both near field and far field setups. Both systems are more focused towards convenience, as they feature wireless streaming and controls from an app on your phone or computer. And the speakers have KEF's unique UniQ design, which makes imaging excellent. Bluesound has also recently released the new BlueSound 4.0 update, which enhances the convenience and ease of use of the BluOS app. Setting up the passive system at a desk is quite simple. The Powernode doesn't take much space at all and only requires one power plug compared to two for the LSX2 system. Now, one major difference is the size of the Q150s themselves, as they are much larger and boxier than the LSX2s. If you're unsure of how to place your speakers properly, or are looking for essentially a free increase in audio quality, check out our guide on speaker placement. Hooking up passive speakers to an amplifier is simple. Just match the red output of the amplifier to the red input of the speaker, and do the same for the black connection, and remember to tighten the clamp. Speaker cables can come with different sorts of plugs, however, and I found that using angled spade plugs may be a hassle with the Powernode. Due to its low profile, you may need to face the spades downwards if your table is in the way of the cable's path. Otherwise, you will need to put the Powernode at the edge of your desk, or elevated on a surface so that the cables can be used that way. If you wish to face the spades downwards, you may block the HDMI ARC input from being used. You can follow the instructions on either app to set up the Wi-Fi connectivity and wireless streaming. Each app also comes with features for audio equalization to help tune in your setup to your liking. The LSX2 also comes with a handy remote. Unfortunately, the Powernode itself doesn't come with USB input from a device that isn't mass storage, which can be a bummer if you want to connect directly to it without latency from a phone or PC without optical or toslink. You can use a 3.5mm cable from your phone or PC's headphone jack. However, you'll be relying on the quality of your device's DAC and amplifier. The LSX2, on the other hand, does include a USB-C input for devices other than mass storage, and a full-sized optical input on the primary speaker. Both systems also have a subwoofer out, which is great if you want to easily connect a subwoofer to your system with dedicated controls on the app for low pass and high pass settings. If you're a bass head, you'd probably want to grab a subwoofer with these systems, especially if you plan to use them as a far field setup, like the KEF Cube 8B. I found both systems to be very easy to use. Switching inputs, adjusting audio settings, and streaming using the dedicated apps was quite easy. The apps were nice and responsive on both my Windows PC and Android phone, with my phone also having the ability to adjust the volume of the Powernode or LSX2 using its dedicated volume buttons. Bluesound has also recently released the new 4.0 update of the BluOS app, which includes a fresh redesign of the interface and many new features and shortcuts to improve the usability of the app. This includes the new bottom navigation bar, customizable favorites tab and play queue, and a new and improved search method. I do think that the design of the Powernode could be improved though. As I mentioned earlier, the HDMI ARC input could be easily blocked by speaker cables, and the choice of using touchscreen only controls on the unit is nice and sleek looking. However, it still isn't as easy to control as something like a dedicated volume knob, where you get that physical feedback instantly. If you're limited in space in a near field setup or prefer a minimalistic design, grab the LSX2s and maybe even the P1 desk pads. If you have more space for the Powernode and desire better audio quality, you should get the Powernode, a pair of Q150s and speaker cables. As always, if you want to hear the difference for yourself or listen to any other systems we have to offer, feel free to book an appointment with us by getting in touch with the links below. Thank you.